Part of the sex offender online registry could soon go offline, but the governor is urging lawmakers to keep your access.
An investigation is underway in a shots-fired incident at Douglas Park.
And more than two-thirds of Missouri high school seniors come up short in something very important. KOMU 8 News at 10 starts now.
KOMU 8 News at 10 starts with breaking news.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Good evening, I'm Brittany Pieper.
And I'm Jim Rico.
Well, crews just extinguished this fire just about 30 minutes ago here on the 2000 block of East Bluebird Lane in central Boone County. Now, I'm going to step out of the shot so you can see just how truly ferocious this fire was. When crews got on the scene, they found this house fully and no estimate on any damages just yet, but the fire investigator will either be out later tonight or tomorrow, according to Captain Swisher. Reporting live in Boone County, Matt Evans, KOMU 8 News.
Thanks, Matt. Now on to a developing story tonight. Columbia police are investigating a shots-fired incident in Columbia. It happened in an area that hasn't seen any serious crime in about a year.
Police say the shots were fired at Douglas Park. The last shooting there was in March of 2012. It killed a 17-year-old. In April of 2012, the Parks and Rec Department and Columbia residents met to talk about park safety. The next month, Columbia police implemented an evening foot patrol. In June of 2012, another shooting occurred on Providence Road near Douglas High School. KOMU 8's Meg McLeod joins us live at the scene with more details.
The incident occurred around 7 tonight. Officers tell us they found more than 5 shell casings in the park, but no one was injured, and so far, no one is in custody for the night. Reporting live in Columbia, Meg McLeod, KOMU 8 News.
The GOP-controlled House could overturn a governor's veto that would take the names of hundreds of sex offenders off an online registry.
But Governor Nixon urged lawmakers today to sustain his veto. KOMU 8's Katie Kreider has more on why the governor is taking a stand. Katie?
Thanks, Jim and Brittany. Nixon vetoed the bill in July, saying that taking the names off the sex offender list threatens public safety. The bill would eliminate the names of adults who committed sexual offenses as juveniles. Lawmakers will need 109 votes to overturn the veto during the veto session scheduled for September 11th.
A Columbia man is behind bars tonight, accused of having sex with a 7-year-old girl. Police are holding 42-year-old Stephen Wayne Bowen on charges of statutory sodomy and attempted statutory sodomy. A judge has requested a $150,000 bond. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for September 11th.
The Highway Patrol reports it has found what appears to be the body of a 12-year-old girl kidnapped in southwest Missouri. Searchers found the body this afternoon in Golden City. Her accused kidnapper, 34-year-old Bobby Bourne Jr. of Lockwood, is in the Barton County Jail on $1 million bond. Adriana Horton's father said Bourne once worked for him and their children played together.
The Obama rodeo clown incident at the Missouri State Fair has caused some controversy over the last few weeks. If you'll remember, the announcer at the rodeo is also the superintendent of the Boonville School District. KOMU 8's Luke Liddon was at the Boonville Board of Education's meeting tonight to see what Boonville residents and the announcer himself had to say. Luke?
I went to the board meeting to try to ask Dr. Mark Ficken about his alleged involvement in the rodeo clown incident. Board President Mel Chrisman says when the district completes its investigation, it will hold another meeting, which he says could be within the next 3 days.
MoDOT met with the Clark City Council tonight to discuss a new way to make Highway 63 safer. MoDOT shared its plans to add more J-turns along Highway 63 from Columbia to the Iowa state line.
It's usually not a good scene.
The Clark City Council will hold a forum next month to get public opinion.
According to new numbers released today by the makers of the ACT test, less than a third of Missouri students are ready for college. And with colleges starting this week, that means some of the thousands of incoming freshmen might not be prepared for the next level of education. KOMU 8's Matt Evans looks into what may be causing that and how experts think they can help out.
It's something Jill Dudley sees far too often.
They come to us and say, I need help with raising my ACT score.
Matt Evans, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
Now, this full report is 20 pages long, lots of information. We couldn't put it all on air, so we put it on our website, KOMU.com.
A leader of Columbia College's adult education program is stepping down. Mike Randerson announced his retirement today. He's leaving the school after nearly 18 years as the vice president.
The opportunity for college education the first time around.
Under Randerson's leadership, the program is now educating more than 30,000 students every year.
Heating up and starting to feel like August now. Let's send it over to Dave with a look at the rest of the week.
Starting to feel exactly like August as the temperature today briefly touched on 90 for the high of the low 90s tomorrow and beyond. We'll have a look at that forecast coming up for you on KOMU 8 News at 10.
A Columbia Park will get new athletic fields in September, and you're paying for it. What the park might look like coming up next.
Plus, that Idaho fire is still burning. Help might be on the way, but help might also be leaving. We'll explain.
This evening, the public had a chance to sound off on a plan for construction at Gans Creek Recreation Area.
KOMU 8's Michelle Clemens attended the meeting and joins us here in the studio with more information.
The Columbia Parks and Recreation Department asked residents to come out and give their input on a new recreation area, which will be built soon in Columbia. I spoke to the project manager earlier today, and he hopes construction begins in mid-September.
A neighbor files a lawsuit to tighten voter registration requirements.
Now, your live Doppler 8 First Alert weather.
Well, good evening to you. Our forecast for tomorrow contains quite a bit of sunshine and no rain mentioned in the forecast. That's getting a little bit of kind of a problem.
Yeah, kind of reminding us of last year. All right, Dave, thank you very much. Thousands of acres in Idaho still burning. Firefighters could get a little help soon.
And how Kansas and Arizona officials want to change voting in their states. That's coming up next.
And your lottery numbers, good luck.
Military members at Fort Leonard Wood will get a little job help tomorrow. Join us every morning on KOMU 8 News Today, starting at 4:30.
The Beaver Creek fire in Idaho is still burning tonight, and more residents are preparing to evacuate. The fire has already burned more than 100,000 acres. That's about 170 square miles. The blaze is 30% contained at this point. There are 1,700 people fighting the fire. Some firefighters must be released today after working 14 straight days, the maximum allowed. Thunderstorms could bring moisture to the area tonight. Kansas and Arizona officials want to change voter registration forms. Both states are suing a federal elections agency to change its voter registration forms to require proof of citizenship. The Kansas Secretary of State filed the lawsuit today in federal court. Right now, the forms only require applicants to read an oath saying they're a citizen.
The Mizzou football team got a look into the future today. See Mizzou's 2014 football schedule next in sports.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports with Chris Gervino.
Hello, everyone. He hopes to return to the broadcast booth later this season. We certainly wish him well. And for now, that's sports.
Absolutely, Chris. It's not basketball season yet. A Spirit squad is already cheering.
We'll show you one shot you have to see to believe.
Okay, take a look at this video. And it's nothing but net. We'll see it over and over, and he does a backflip. Okay. What do you think? Did it all net, or did it hit the backboard?
I couldn't really tell. I think it barely hit the backboard.
I thought it did too. Okay, moving right along.
Now here's a look at what we're following for KOMU 8 News today. MoDOT is holding a public meeting tomorrow to discuss more J-turns coming to mid-Missouri to Route 63 near Ashland.
We have J-turns right here at KOMU too. You can follow us on... I've gotten lost on a J-turn at KOMU. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and keep up on various stories. Dave.
Right. Let's have a look at that forecast. Back into the low 90s for the rest of that forecast period. Okay. Watch out for those J-turns.
I'm just paraphrasing MoDOT. When